Welcome back to the Connecticut Lake Living series. Today we are going to be talking about Andover Lake. And in today's video, we are going to cover who gets in, what's allowed, and how much real estate sells for. So let's dive in. My name is Jason Boyce. I'm a local real estate agent here in Central and Eastern Connecticut. And I have passions for fitness, real estate, and family life with my wife Jasmine and our dog Holly. On this channel, we're going to cover everything you need to know about upsizing or downsizing in the state of Connecticut. Thank you for tuning in. So first, let's talk a little bit about the lake. Andover Lake is a man-made lake. It was made in 1927, and it's a 159-acre lake. Now, the lake itself is owned by the ALMA, which is the Andover Lake Management Association. However, the social calendar, all the things going on, is managed by the ALPOA, which is the Andover Lake Property Owners Association. Now, if you live in town and within certain streets around the lake, you can join and you also get voting rights. If you live within town, you can join and you can utilize all the services and functions of it. You don't get voting rights. And even outside surrounding towns can join. It's a higher fee to join if you live outside of town, but also you get access to the activities, but you do not get voting rights. So with that being said, right, it's a public lake, but it's not open to the general public. It's only open to people who are members of the ALPOA. And speaking of the ALPOA, they have a ton of activities. They have everything from yoga on the beach to Father's Day fishing derbies to beach blanket bingos to movie nights. They put on a ton of activities. I will link to the website below for all the details. Now, let's talk some of the rules and regulations specifically around boating and swimming. So boating, if you put in for it and you get accepted, you can store your kayaks on designated spots that you're assigned on the racks. If you are not designated for one of those, you can carry in and out via the numerous right-of-ways, which you can see the pictures here, and I will link to this also in the notes below. But those right-of-ways will give you access to carry your boats in and out. Now, there are also no combustible gas-powered engines. So they allow electric motors and manpower. So anything with a paddle, kayak, canoe, paddleboard, those types of things are all also allowed. Now, when it comes to swimming, swimming is generally only allowed in the designated beach area located on the southern end of the lake. Swimming generally occurs from Memorial Day through the end of the summer, and they do ask that there is no swimming or boating right near the spillway, obviously for safety reasons. So that's a little bit about the lake, the rules, the regulations, how you get access. Now, let's talk about my favorite topic around the lake, real estate. All right, so this is, as you can see here, I have highlighted the area around Andover Lake, mainly around Lake Road and the surrounding smaller streets. And there's not a lot. This is everything that's either currently listed under contract or sold in the past year. And there's only 6. So on the outskirts of the lake, you'll generally find smaller cottages. You will see some bigger stuff either across the street from the lake or waterfront. Nothing here has sold waterfront in the past year. But as you'll see in a lot of the Connecticut lakes, there's just not a lot of inventory. Now, there's not a lot of inventory in Connecticut in general. And now when we narrow in on lakes, even less. So let's take a look. Now, this was listed at originally $267, then $255, then $239, sold for $205. This one is pretty rough. Little Lake Cottage hasn't really been maintained all that well. Got some leaks, some staining, some mold. But giving you an example, This one is a small 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot, in need of some TLC. Great location though. Interesting choice of color. So that was listed for $225, sold for $258. Here's another one. Now we're getting a little bit more updated. This is small. Now 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 968 square feet on a 0.17 acre lot. This actually does have great lake view, waterfront for a 1 bedroom. But small cottage. So that was listed for $350, dropped the price to $339, sold for $300,000. Now we have this one, which, remember, we saw this earlier. So this was actually renovated and flipped. Same house, completely updated. And well done. Whole new kitchen. Everything's been updated, painted, staged. So this was listed at $395, sold for $421. And lastly, we have this 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,400 square feet, 0.28 acres. This was listed for $425, sold for $429, 22 days on market. And I saw this house in person. This house did show well. Some nice updates. Now, it was an older cottage that had been updated, but it was well done. So that sold for $429. And that's it. We have this other one that went under contract. We don't know what it'll sell for. But that's what's happened in the past year. I want to give you an idea of what Lakefront can go to if that's something that you're looking for. So let's move out a ways. Let's see if we can't get some waterfront here. Here we go. So just to give you an idea of what waterfront can sell for, this was not, I believe it was this one. It was, yeah. So 332 Lake Road, this was 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,600 square feet on 0.41 acres. This was listed for $875, sold for $985. This did sell a while ago, July of 2023, so 2 years ago. But just to give you an idea how infrequently stuff comes up waterfront on Andover Lake, if you're lucky, one piece of property per year, maybe one every 2 years. And this almost about $1 million. Again, 2 years ago, probably sell for over $1 million now. Beautiful waterfront. I mean, that's beautiful. That was built in 2019, so only a few years old. And so hopefully that gives you an idea. If you're looking for a small lake cottage, depending on the condition, if you're looking for something in poor condition that you want to update, 250 to 350-ish is probably what you're looking to spend. If you want something, again, another lake cottage that's been updated or whatnot, you're looking in the 350 to 450 range. If you're looking for waterfront and you want something nice waterfront, you're probably going to be 700 and up if it's been updated and renovated. Hope that gives you an idea of what real estate's going for around Andover Lake. All right, hope you found that info useful. So to recap, Andover Lake is public-ish. You have to be a member of the ALPOA in order to get access. They have a lot of stuff going on. It's a full season of community boating, fishing, swimming, and lake events hosted by the ALPOA. If you're thinking about buying or joining, if you have any comments, even if you live in Andover Lake and you want to give people some of your favorite things to do there, drop a comment below. We love to hear from other people that have experience there. If you know of anyone looking to buy or sell around Andover Lake that would love a informative help from a real estate professional, please feel free to reach out. We live in the area. We are here to help. And of course, if you know anyone who would find this useful, please send it to them. Please like, subscribe the channel for more as we follow everything to do with buying and selling in the state of Connecticut and as we focus on lake communities here. Thanks for tuning in.